Reverend Mary Schneider. She's a local Austin practitioner, and she has a program about thought repatterning. Are you there with us, Mary?
I am. Hi, good
Hi.
morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm really fascinated by what you're doing and can't wait to hear more about it. So it's resonance repatterning.
Yes, thank you for having me on. I'm so thrilled. Yeah, resonance repatterning. It's a process for positive change that's based on quantum mechanics. And it says that all matter is energy. So if all matter is energy, then everything has a frequency. So things like low back pain have frequencies, diseased organs have frequencies, and even since thought is matter, things like limiting belief systems and negative thought patterns, they all have frequencies. And if you can optimize those frequencies, people experience really profound, dramatic change in their lives. And resonance repatterning is a process for optimizing frequencies.
Mary,
and I know that's really confusing.
Well, I was just going to say thank you so much. I mean, you have so much, you're coming to us with so many years of practice, almost 30 years of practice and doing this sort of thing. Can you, I know this is going to sound like a naive
No, it's okay.
question.
Nobody, even people who have been working with me for 10 years can't really explain it. So, no, it's not a problem.
Can you,
Yeah,
could you explain simply what you mean by quantum mechanics?
Well, basically, quantum mechanics is the study of Einstein's E equals mc squared, right? And that has to do with everything being energy. We're all energy. Nothing is really solid, right?
Yeah.
So if we're energy, then we're light, right? Energy is light, and light travels at 186,000 miles per second, and that is how fast a human being can change, right? What we do is we find out through muscle checking what it is that a human being's system resonates with. And then what you resonate with creates your reality. And so we make sure that what you resonate with on a subconscious level, like I am unlovable, right? If you resonate with that and you don't know you do, it doesn't matter how much people show you how much they love you, you can't accept it. You don't get it, right?
That was one of the best explanations.
Well, and the thing about it is that you and I right here in this conscious conversation, that's actually 1/10 of who we are. 9/10 of us is below the surface, and we are like icebergs, right? And below the surface is basically the subconscious, and that's the only thing that I deal with. And by virtue of the fact that it's we can't get to it, right?
Right.
So we all need help with our subconscious, which actually gives me job security.
Yeah, it sounds like everyone could benefit. And so it sounds like a lot of what might bring people to you is if they're feeling stuck in some way. So whether it's that they're stuck in a career and they just feel like why that whole saying of the definition of insanity is, knowing something doesn't work but doing it over and over again. And so
that's correct.
Yeah,
that's because we're stuck in these patterns, these subconscious patterns that we keep repeating over and over and over again, and we don't know how to get out of them because we don't know the structure underneath that, right? So in resonance repatterning, we have some basic tenets, and one of them is that everyone has an inner knower that knows exactly what they need in order to heal themselves and in what priority, okay? And then we say that for every symptom or problem or issue or disorder that a human being has, there is a structure underneath that's subconscious, that is specific to you, right? So you can have two women with the same kind of breast cancer, but the structure underneath why they got that disease is totally different, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we say if you can find the structure of anything, you can switch it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we use muscle checking to find out the structure underneath your issue. And since the issue and the structure is specific to you, the healing modalities that are needed to change that structure, which allows you to go up to a higher vibratory rate, a higher frequency overall, because that's specific to you, we use everything. We use color, light, sound, music, movement, the Chinese 5-element acupuncture system, the Ayurvedic chakra system, EMDR, craniosacral. We're trained in all of those modalities to find the specific set of modalities that will raise your frequency. And when you get lots of things like I am unlovable, that is a low vibratory frequency. And if we raise somebody's frequency, it just falls away. And all of a sudden, you find yourself having more love in your life. It's not like it's painful. It's not like it's a huge endeavor. It just falls away.
Well, Mary, you may find me on your table before I head back to California on Tuesday, if there's room.
You will love it. You will love it. I mean, I have testimonial after testimonial after testimonial of people who've come in for one session and their lives are changed.
It sure looks like it. For our listeners that have not had an experience with muscle testing, could you explain that as wonderfully as you did with the quantum mechanics?
Well, muscle testing has been around since the 6th century. So if I want to find out whether a specific supplement works for your body, I just tell you to put your arm out straight, and I put the supplement in your other hand, and I press on your arm. And if your arm stays solid, that means your body wants it. And if your arm goes down, your body doesn't need it. And it's basically the autonomic nervous system. Then that part of the brain is the part of the brain that tells the heart to pump blood and the spleen to secrete bile. And that part of the brain processes 3 billion bits of information every second. So I can guarantee you it's faster than my brain. Yeah, and so you can use muscle testing for a lot of things. You can use it for food. I use it on my dog to find out if a particular supplement is needed. I'll be in Whole Foods and I'll see people looking at this wall of supplements, and I'll go, "Hey, you want me to muscle check you and see what you need?" And they're like, "Yes."
That's great.
Chiropractors use it all the time. All kinds of practitioners use it all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just want to get some idea. So if someone were to work with you, is that typically initially, if there's something big that they're working on, would it be like one session a week or a few times a month? How does it typically get structured?
Well, I work with people in all different kinds of ways. I have no attachment to how people work with me. I have a really transformational 6-month package called the Clarity Package, which is expensive, and people are in a partnership with me for 6 months, and their lives are never the same. I have people that come in for individual sessions, and some people come every week, some people come every other week, some people come once a month. And basically what happens is when they come in, I just muscle check them. I say, okay, is it most beneficial for you to have another resonance repatterning session? And their arm stays strong. Okay, yes. Okay, in a week? No. In 2 weeks? Yes. And that's basically how we do it. It's never up to me. It's up to your system, because your system knows all have that inner knower, and we know on a very deep level what it is that we need. And resonance repatterning is a process that accesses that very deep level in a really profound, effective, and quick manner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And unfortunately, we're just about out of time, but I want to make sure people know 2 things. One is that you can also work remotely. So someone that might be listening from outside the Austin area could still work with you. And I want to make sure they know how to find you. So again, we're talking to Reverend Mary Schneider about thought repatterning, and her website is www.repatternit.com.
Yeah, I have clients in Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
So no. Yes. So yeah. Do you have any more questions or anything? I thoroughly enjoyed this. really been great.
We've loved having you on. We're definitely going to have you back. And yes, so thank you so much for what you're doing. And it sounds very transformative. And we're excited to have you out there. Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you so
Take care.
much. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.